Announcements before we get going. If you missed the mindset workshop and you want to watch it, we will have the replay available for you this week and the workbook. So if you missed it and want to watch it, we'll send out the replay this week. And so you don't need to do anything. I will send out a blast email with what you need. And so don't worry about it. And if you were there and you listened in and you were busy or you were driving or anything like that, I encourage you to set aside some time this week. Your homework from me is to set aside some time to actually fill out the things, go through the materials, answer the questions the best you can, and take the time to do that. One of the things that the workshop made me realize, and this is my next little announcement, is I decided that I'm going to continue doing these private workshops for us, kind of like complimentary for Fitme clients. So each month I'll create a new workshop, a private workshop for Fitme clients on stuff that we need. So next month, I will focus on kind of this whole perfect day idea and how to organize your schedule and your routine to actually serve you and your goals. And so if you have ideas of something that you would really want a workshop on, let me know and I'll put it on the schedule. I'm going to do these once a month, just specifically for Fitme clients. And it'll give us a chance to spend an hour or so and deep dive into a topic and have some kind of actionable, not homework, but, stuff you can actually use off of that. So I'm excited to do that. And I think that's it for announcements. Next week, okay, one more. Next week is pre-recorded. I'm going to be traveling to the East Coast. And so I will not be available to do the call on Sunday. So I'm going to pre-record it for you and I'll send it out. Next week's call is on how to use comparisons, if ever, and if they're appropriate or helpful. And so it'll kind of be on whether, how to use comparisons. That's really what it's on. So East Coast friends, I'm going to be doing a seminar at CrossFit Merit and A2 Fit next week. So I hope I get to see your face if you're in Maryland. I'll be doing 2 seminars next week too. So hopefully I get to see some of you guys. Yes, Natika, I will see you. I'm going to bring you all the raw vegetables. I'm going to bring you a whole platter.
Is it in person or is it Zoom?
In person, girl. I will be flying there. I'm coming to the East Coast. So I'm going to do a seminar. I think it's Tuesday night. I'm at A2 Fit. And then Wednesday is CrossFit Merit. And so I'm really, really pumped to see you guys in person. And everybody else who I haven't gotten to meet in person, hopefully you will be at the Fitme event this fall in September and we'll meet in person then. So let's dive into our topic for tonight, which is pre and post workout nutrition, how to fuel yourself for your workouts. So this is one of those things that if you spend, your year with Fitme or multiple years, we want you to know this one and know how to do it. This is one of the easy ones. So there's a lot of things that we talk about that are like the hard things. This is one of those easy ones. This is like a gimme, right? You can learn it and then you can do it and you're going to automatically see progress, and it's not hard. This one's a good one. So if you're like, where's my lowest hanging fruit? What's the easiest possible way I can make progress? This one. This is it. So we do want to pay attention to our pre and post workout nutrition. A couple of reasons why. Pre-workout nutrition. It's important because you want to have balanced energy and you want to feel good during your workout. So have you ever eaten too close to exercise before and then felt like crap because your stomach felt full and you felt like you're going to throw up? Or maybe you ate the wrong thing and you felt bloated. And so every time you started, like you were going to do a bend over or squat, you were like, I'm going to rip one. And so now I'm uncomfortable. And so pre-workout nutrition is really just preparing you to feel good during your workout. That's what I want you to think about. You want to feel good. So you want to eat 2 to 3 hours before your workout, 2 to 3 hours before an actual meal. And you want this meal to definitely have protein and carbs in it. And the number one rule for this meal is it should not aggravate your stomach. So if you're like sensitive to dairy, or if, quinoa makes you gassy, don't eat quinoa. Like, pick something else for your pre-workout meal. Keep it simple and easy for your stomach to digest. Because when you're working out, your body does have to prioritize what it's doing. So if you're like, I'm going to be doing burpees, your brain tells your body, no matter what, we're doing burpees. And so you're going to do them. So all of your body's systems have to switch gears to use your muscles, to like pump your blood faster, all the things that your body's going to do. Digestion gets a back seat temporarily while your body is doing exercise. And so that's why it feels so crappy when you put something too heavy in your stomach before a workout, because you're not going to digest it. It's going to sit there. So pre-workout nutrition is 2 to 3 hours before your workout. Have a, Fitme plate style meal that works well for your stomach. If you want to have a small snack before, you can do that too. Totally fine, but it should probably be a light one. Now, unless you're working out for multiple hours or you're like a competitive athlete, you really don't need anything during. Almost all of that's hype. So again, if you're running marathons or something, different story. Or if you're competing in a CrossFit competition, different story. You're going to want some stuff for, during the thing. But for most of us who are just fitting in a workout during our day, you actually don't need to consume anything other than some water, maybe some electrolyte replacement, like while you're working out. You don't need any food. You're fine. But after that post-workout window, this one's the important one. This one's important not just so that you feel good. This one's important for your progress. So if you are trying to make progress regarding building muscle, if you want to feel leaner, stronger, more energized, fitter, healthier, all those things, then your post-workout meal matters. So the first thing I want you to know is it needs to happen within 2 hours of your workout. Within 2 hours. And again, this is why I'm telling you, this is going to be an easy one, because we don't have to overthink this. We're just going to make it work, and it's going to be an always thing. You do your workout, this is going to happen. So what I recommend is, if you have some time that you have to kill, maybe you have a long drive home, maybe you have to sit there for a little while and like wait for somebody, I recommend having a protein shake. This is the time that supplement makes sense. Why? Because then you can get some nutrition in your body like right away. And that protein is going to get digested really quickly because it's liquid form, and it's going to start going into your bloodstream, and your body can start repairing your muscles. So working out isn't the whole picture. And I think you guys have heard this little, metaphor or analogy before, where what we actually are trying to do is almost like bake a cake, and workout is just one of the ingredients. And then our nutrition and our sleep and our stress management are kind of like the other ingredients. And then you have to bake it for the right amount of time, and then that gets you your cake. So workout by itself really isn't the cake. You have to add the other ingredients to it. And when we just break down our muscles and we don't have our adequate protein and our good nutrition afterwards, then our muscles really don't change. So if you're going to the gym and you've been going for a really long time and you've been neglecting your post-workout nutrition, you're like, I'm not even seeing any changes, that could be part of the reason why. Because your muscle doesn't have what it needs to repair itself and to grow. And we actually want our muscles to grow. That's a positive. We want our muscles to grow. You're not going to get bulky. You're not going to get epic big. Don't worry about it. Like, unless you're taking, supplemental testosterone, you're not going to get bulky. So eating post-workout, a really good, protein shake immediately following, and then within 2 hours, a Fitme plate style meal, especially one that should be your best meal of the day. Think of it as like, this is the time my body is most primed to absorb nutrition. So this one's going to be my winner. If that's the one meal you have veggies, make that the one meal you have veggies. And then your body's going to do a much better job of repairing your muscles and helping you recover and rest to be able to repeat your workout. One of the things that is a struggle when you're first starting to work out consistently is soreness. And so sometimes you work out and then you're kind of too sore to be able to go back the next day. And post-workout nutrition can actually make a big difference with that. I was coaching someone and she was telling me how sore she was all the time. And I was asking her, well, what do you eat after your workout? What are you doing? She's like, nothing. I'm like, I need you to immediately do a protein shake immediately. And then I want you to eat a really solid meal. It needs to be ready to rock as soon as you get home, because she's got like 4 kids. So life's busy. So I'm like, I need you to do this. And as soon as she did, she felt like exponentially better. And that means that she was more pumped to go back to her workouts the next day. So that's huge. And again, it might mean that you have to pack something, right? Like that's what I'm saying to you. If you go straight from workout to work, then you got to pack something. That's where I highly recommend drink a protein shake and then have something ready to rock so that you can consume it, within that 2-hour window. The other emphasis that I would have on that post-workout recovery shake, which is probably the only time you guys hear me talk about that, I highly recommend consuming a shake or a supplement. This is the one time that I think it's very, very helpful. But have you ever done a workout where you almost have the shakes afterwards? You literally feel like you kind of have almost like a nervous shake, like it's an adrenaline dump, and you have that shaky feeling. If you have a post-workout shake, it helps that feeling to go away. We actually don't want that feeling to drag on and on and on and on. Our body's sort of in this stressed out state after it's just done this workout. And we want it to click into, rest and digest. We want to switch modes, and having a protein shake with maybe a little bit of carbs in it is going to be a way that it kind of flips that switch for your body, and you can start rest and digest sooner. And so especially if you're somebody doing something that's high intensity, like boot camp class, CrossFit, like hardcore, those kind of things that are intense and you kind of get that sort of feeling afterwards, then that protein shake is going to be even more important. So this one's the boring one. Everybody's like, oh, thanks, Christy. Good to know. But I want everybody to do it. This one should be easy. This one should be a super simple check-in for your coach to be like, you're doing that, right? And you're like, yes, I heard about it. I understand it. I'm doing it. So let's spend the last 15 minutes or so talking about this during and post-workout nutrition. And if you have questions about supplements, this is also a good time to ask that too, because it usually comes up. And I can answer your question about that too. So let me know your questions and thoughts. And if you have practical application, this is what my schedule looks like, what should I do? You can bring that up too, because we'll brainstorm it.
Christy, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So you mentioned, it's super important right after your workout, particularly if you're, working on muscle gain, all of strength portion, all of that. What if you're in a weight loss season and you're focused not necessarily on gaining muscle at this particular season? You're truly just focused on weight loss. Still important after a workout?
Yeah, great question. Yes, 100%. Because even when you're focused on losing weight, you are also focused on maintaining muscle. And so you don't want your body to cannibalize and break down that muscle. We want it to break down the fat. And so if you are consuming adequate protein, then that is less likely to happen. So it's almost extra important when you're in a weight loss season. Really, really good question. What other thoughts and questions do you guys have?
So one thing that I have really, really noticed, I've been focusing on recovery. That's I don't know, I guess I'm in a recovery season, but I have noticed so much the difference my pre and post workout nutrition makes. Overall, you were talking about, decreased soreness and better sleep. because if I work out too hard, that jacks up my sleep sometimes because, you know, my cortisol level, I guess, is higher, my stress, overall stress. But I tell you what, that like making sure that I have something to eat during my workout, then my workout feels great. And then having the shake right after and the meal, like within an hour to an hour and a half after my workout, I just feel amazing. It makes a huge difference. I've been really intentional about that. So if you're wondering, I can vouch for it.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get the sort of like false story that if you don't eat around your workout, that you're going to burn more fat. And that's just not true. There's not really evidence to show that that's true. And so it's much better to recover from your workout and to feel really good and energized during your workout rather than feel sort of tapped and your body have that stressed feeling like Molly was saying.
I have a question.
Yes.
So what the people who need to work out like on the extreme end of their days, early morning, late at night after work, what is the optimal like plan?
Mm-hmm. Good question. So I know some people get up really early, like they're the 5 a.m.ers. They like to go and do the 5 a.m. class. What that means is your dinner the night before is your pre-workout meal for most people. That's the one that you're going to like make sure it's balanced. It shouldn't upset your stomach, all that good stuff. And then if you wake up in the morning, you probably don't need to eat anything unless you just want a little something in your stomach. And it should be something light that doesn't aggravate your stomach at all. And so you do not have to eat if you are like a 5 a.m.er. But I do recommend, you know, having that post-workout shake and that breakfast ready to rock if you're a 5 a.m.er. Now, evening, I strongly think that if like, say you have dinner at 6, I don't know as many people who do like late night workouts, but if that is the only time that you can fit it in your calendar, then I think at least doing the shake before bed would be important. Or if you're like, I don't want to drink a shake because I don't want to wake up and pee, then have like at least a small meal. It'll help your body actually sleep better, like Molly was saying. And you need to sleep so that you can recover from your workouts and you can go back the next day. Working out at night is not for everybody. Here's why I say that. Working out at night will impact your ability to go to sleep. It will, because your body is going to, you know, wake up. It'll impact your sort of daily cycle, your rhythm of awakeness, and you can adjust to it. But some people find that if they switch to a night workout or if they like squeeze it in late at night every once in a while, they have a really tough time sleeping. And that's what's going on. So just kind of pay attention. Everybody's individual. And if that ends up being the time that works for you, your body will adapt to it. But it does tend to impact sleep. Whereas working out first thing in the morning, I think has the added benefit of making you extra tired at night. So then you go to bed earlier and then you get better rest. So if I had to pick, I would tell you to get up early and work out. So that way you would be tired and like 8:30, 9 o'clock, you're like, I got to go to bed. That would be more ideal. Okay, Rose put in the comment in the chats, what's considered a workout to warrant a protein shake? Like for instance, is every day I do a brisk walk on the treadmill, is that considered a workout? I think that's a great question, Rose, because it's kind of different for everybody. If a fast walk is something that causes you to sweat and brings your heart rate up, then I would consider that a workout. It's going to be really based off of the level of exertion that your body is going through and the level of stress. So one of the reasons I like to encourage everybody to walk a lot is because we know it actually, once we've adapted to it, it's a nice way to increase your activity without causing your body stress. So a certain amount of stress is great, but too much stress, not so great. So walking a lot for most people is a great way to increase activity without causing extra stress. However, if you are new to walking or you sit all the time, a walk can be your workout. Absolutely. Especially if you start to put speed on it and you're sweating and it's hard, that counts as a workout in my book. So it's very much how hard did you work? If it was, conversation pace the whole time, I probably wouldn't consider that a workout. If you're breathing hard and sweating and you feel like, man, that was hard, that's a workout.
Christy, I have a question.
Yes.
My Fitbit doesn't register most of my CrossFit workouts. So does that mean that I'm not working hard enough? Like it'll show like an increase in heart rate, but unless I'm doing something like burpees or on the assault bike for an extended amount of time, my heart rate really doesn't get up that high. So is that still a strenuous enough workout, or do I need to add a cardio piece to that in the day as well to get the heart rate pumping?
Can you work out harder at CrossFit?
I'm sure I can, but it hurts. I'm old. Bones are hurting.
Well,
I'm
here's
still recovering from the wall walks, and I can't lift my arms over my head. So, I'm sure I could, but it just seems like it doesn't, register. I don't know. It's weird.
Here's the funny thing. It depends on your program, your workout program. So again, we're talking about like here, let's say this first, and then we'll talk about the level of intensity of a workout. If the scheduled activity that you're calling a workout causes you to eat a Fitme plate before, a protein shake after, and then a Fitme plate after that, you're on the right track, right? So either way, if that's a good way for you to get in 2 quality meals and some extra protein, you're winning. You don't need to earn those meals, right? Like that's just a solid. But if we're thinking about, the benefits, like I was talking about, of kind of having that like building muscle and causing the need for this recovery nutrition that helps you create a new adaptation, then one of the things you guys can keep in mind is that your body is going to adapt to what you're doing. So, and that's why I was kind of kidding and kind of serious, Nicole, is if you've been doing a certain intensity level at CrossFit for a while and it stops getting hard, then it's time to like kick her up a notch. But if you're finding that your muscles are sore and that you're working hard and you're sweating, it doesn't matter what the Fitbit says. Like if you're feeling like the intensity is there, then that's good. And I know we're kind of hitting a couple of different things here. Not all workouts have to be high intensity. There's plenty of good workouts that aren't. But if you're looking for high intensity and sort of that interval training, then you are going to want to sort of feel that breathless feeling. And if you are looking for more of a low intensity, then you're going to kind of have that sustained, my heart rate's elevated, but I'm not like maxed out where I can't breathe. And I would encourage you to maybe build in both of those. If I could have your best case scenario, you want to know what my best case scenario workout is for most people? It's walking most days, getting in, if you can get 10,000 steps, but anything that's appropriate for you, just deliberately walking. That would be the base. I would put strength training in 3 to 4 times a week for all women. So body weight strength training all the way up to lifting weights, but it should feel heavy no matter what that is to you. And again, your body weight can feel heavy. And then I would put in a mixture of some things that feel like they are high intensity and really get your heart rate up. And then once in a while doing things that feel like low, slow, and steady. So maybe you row for 45 minutes or you do like a 45-minute bike ride where it's not too crazy, but so you're kind of mixing it up. But the walking and the strength workouts would be like my mandatory minimums. And then on top of that, you can kind of just pick what works for you. Nicole, I don't know if I answered your question.
You did.
Okay.
I just got to get my caboose in gear, I guess, at CrossFit and take it up a notch.
So when I come and visit CrossFit Merit next week, I'm going to tell your coaches that Nicole needs to work harder.
Yeah, that's great.
Nicole,
I'm excited to see you, but I may have to take a break from the
like Nicole told me that she's not getting pushed hard enough in CrossFit class. And so I'm just teasing you, but in all seriousness, like you do adapt to things. And so you do just have to be like, well, you've graduated from this being super hard and now it's not so hard anymore. So you can either add weight or you can add some intensity.
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Molly says that she's seen your workouts and you're putting it out there. So your Fitbit is not right, is what Molly says.
Maybe time for a new Fitbit. Fit something.
Do you want to know a great rule of thumb for once something that you used to do has become easy and then you need more, you need to like make it harder in some way, you should increase the weight, the speed, or the volume, but not all three at the same time. So pick one, and that will make the workout harder, but don't pick all three. So once something has become easy, then you can either increase the weight, the speed, or the volume, but not all three at the same time. Pick one and increase that, and then go the other direction. So any other questions on this? I really want this to be just like an easy check in the box for everybody with Fitme. Have a conversation with your coach. Your target this week is to talk about your specific workout routine and what you're going to do for your pre and post workout nutrition. And if you are missing a piece of this, then I want you to work on adding that in. And so that way you can start to pay attention to how you feel, because at the end of the day, you paying attention to how you feel is going to be the ultimate reinforcer. Like Christy can say whatever and your coach can say whatever, but once you try it and you actually feel better during your workout, or you feel more recovered, or you sleep better, or you start to see that muscle change that you've been looking for, then it's not going to just be like, oh, they said I should do it. You're going to be committed to that pre and post workout nutrition because you know it's paying off. So pay attention to how you feel as you kind of do your experiment. And not all protein powders are created equal. So if you need help with that, definitely ask your coach and they can help you figure out, what might be a good brand to try. Any other questions? I feel like the end of this or the beginning of this call each week should be like, what's Coach Leah making? Because what is that mountain of green?
It is a lot of Swiss chard. This is my favorite. And then kale.
Did that come from your garden?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm starting to have to get creative because just sauteed kale every night is like, I need a change.
You need that.
Have you made the kale chips?
Oh, kale chips.
I have. And actually somebody told me a microwave version to do it so that you could just make it on the spot, like a single serving. Because sometimes when you store them, they just get mashed. They get mashed up. But it's supposed to take like 3 minutes, but I haven't done it yet. I need to.
You need to make a
curry stew.
No, I haven't made it any stew because I'm not been prepared.
No, if you have, you can do a veggie curry. So only thing you need is the curry powder and coconut milk. Everything else you probably can get out your garden or have used veggies already have on hand. So you can do potatoes, carrots. I've done it with butternut squash, and you basically just saute onions, garlic, bell pepper, and then you add in the curry season, let that come to like a low simmer to cook the curry down. And then you add in your root veggies, stir those, get them covered with curry, and then add in your liquid. So veggie broth, chicken broth, and a little bit of coconut milk. and let that simmer. And then at the very end is when you wilt in your greens, and boom, veggie curry.
Oh, that actually sounds really good.
It sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing.
Thanks, Nicole. You have the best ideas.
This is like, I waited till Sunday to do my homework again, and now I'm just throwing something in the pan.
I like it. Yeah, I just like seeing all that pile of greens.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty.
Well, thanks guys for plugging into the Sunday call. If you have follow-up questions, be sure to reach out to me or your coach and ask. And then I won't see you next week, but I'll see you the week after. And if you need anything, just reach out. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.